We aren't really the biggest fans of the Final Fantasy franchise. We are, or were, fans of the Kingdom Hearts franchise before this shit.
Yes! Yes!
But nevertheless, we were waiting a long time, just like everybody, to pick this game up just because of this guy, Cloud Strife. He truly encompasses what it means to be a badass character. He plays a part in the Kingdom Hearts series, and that was the first time we saw him and Sephiroth, as well as other characters from the franchise. There are many reviews and opinions regarding this game, specifically from the people who played the original. From our side, being relatively new to the franchise, we still enjoyed it a lot. It was an incredible journey from start to finish, and even though it's just a small part of the original story, you are definitely getting your money's worth. The story starts off at Midgar, where a group of eco-terrorists called Avalanche hires Cloud, a mercenary ex-soldier from Shinra, the bad guys from this first part of the game. Cloud is your classic badass guy but with zero social skills, yet of course all the girls just fall into his lap. The first job is to explode one of the Shinra Mako reactors, since Mako is the essence of the Earth life itself, and Avalanche's main goal is to save the planet from the misuse of the Mako energy that's being done by Shinra and Electric Company. After that, the game takes you to the different sectors of Midgar where you need to make your name as a mercenary. Cloud isn't really invested in the cause of the group, and is at first just there for the paycheck. It isn't after he gets to interact with the members of the group, especially Tifa, his childhood friend, Barrett, and of course our personal favorite, Aerith, that he begins to start caring for someone other than himself, even though he still makes it seem like it's only for the money. One thing besides the fighting mechanics, which we're going to get into in a bit, that kept us hooked was the story. As we said before, we didn't play the original Final Fantasy VII, so it was a bit confusing in the beginning, but things do become clearer as the story goes on. That is, of course, until the end. Getting to know more about the different characters' motivations and origin stories, and the interactions that Cloud had with some of them was all really fun to watch. There was a section where it was just Cloud and Aerith walking through roofs and talking, and such a simple part was so splendid because you can sit back and admire the scenario and the dialogue of two people connecting for the first time. That's how good this game is. It really immerses you into the story and genuinely leaves you wanting more. What makes the journey so enjoyable, besides the overall engaging gameplay, is that as it goes on you relate more and more to the characters, and by the end you do feel connected to them. You share their wants and their struggles, and it all blends together to make the whole experience just work. Our favorite sector was the market, aka Midgar's Las Vegas. Our favorite chapters play out here. You get to meet the most interesting side characters of the game, like this guy, not you, and the most manly one of all.
Honey, I'm in love.
You also get to fight a frickin' devil house, compete in the most manly contest ever,
Yeah.
and dance your pain away. And Aerith and Tifa get a new dress. Okay, moving on. The one thing we know most people struggle with when playing this game is who to choose between Tifa and Aerith. You have the classic love triangle, then also Jessie tries to step in a bit, but in our minds she doesn't really even compare to the other two. Sorry, Jessie gang. Tifa and Aerith have very different personalities. Tifa is more reserved.
Let's dress up and hit the town.
Really?
I mean, why not? It'll be fun.
While Aerith really doesn't give a fuck.
A lot.
A lot, huh? One date ought to do it.
Huh?
Seeing their relationships grow was very captivating for us. Even though Tifa is Cloud's childhood friend and Aerith is new in his life, after finishing the game we realized we learned a lot more about Aerith, and we're left with the hope that they explore Tifa's backstory more in the future games.
They took everything from us. Again.
One of the most awesome aspects of this game is the combat system. It's a combination of what you had in Final Fantasy XV or Kingdom Hearts, but blended with the turn-based style of the original, which all works because of the pseudo-pause system, where the game slows down immensely as you cycle between abilities. We feel they definitely hit the mark here, because the combat just flows smoothly, giving you a lot of freedom in what to do in a fight. As the game progressed, we never got bored, since we continuously kept learning and getting better when it came to things like combining different mechanics and mastering the mid-fight character switches.
It's on you.
Need my help, do you?
The combos you can do with Tifa are so freaking cool. There were some chapters where we mainly used her for all the fights. You have materials for spells and passive effects, which you can change as you see fit for different battles. All the weapons come with new abilities that, after you master them, are kept with you and can be used with any other weapon of your choosing. You have the classic limit breaks for dealing a lot of damage. And one of the coolest things you can do in combat is the Summoner's Materials, that, as the name suggests, summons a powerful creature to fight with your group. The creature has their own abilities, and whenever they leave battle, they always do so with an epic ultimate move. When all is lost, you can always summon a fat chocobo. Look at him go. 4 of these summoners can be unlocked by defeating them in virtual combat, which is a pretty good way to go about it if you ask us. You're only allowed to use them after you beat them. If you're not into this hybrid system, at the beginning of the game you can pick Classic Mode. Players who do this won't have to worry about the action side of the combat system and can instead just focus on selecting commands, making it possible to play as if it were a classic menu-based RPG, but with everything playing out in real time. Also, the game only lets you pick a hard mode after you've finished it once. They really wanted you to enjoy the ride at first, and boy, we really did. The game does have a few flaws. It's not perfect. The camera was often annoying in fights. Some of the animations and character dialogue felt really robotic. The waiting time on the action buttons sometimes felt unending. There are some funny glitches, and some parts were really annoying to complete. But we find the negatives pale in comparison to the positives. The environments they created look straight stunning and will catch your attention every step of the journey. As expected from Square Enix, the cinematics of this game are something else. So badass. The game is pretty straightforward, pretty linear. You only have 4 chapters where you can actually do side quests. We recommend you do them all, even though some are, well, like this.
I was kinda hoping she could help me find my friends.
I know someone who can help you. This guy right here. Registered account.
And that's because it does help you connect more with the story, and some of them have very good rewards. There's also some mini-games that you can play as the story goes on. You have darts, whack-a-box, pull-ups, Corneo Coliseum, and Shinra Combat Simulator. It has it all. The soundtrack is on another level too, and you can collect 31 music discs as you go through the game and play them at a jukebox. Overall, the game feels fantastic. The fighting mechanic is something else. It really works. And like we said before, the game really does have it all. Awesome companions, motorbike fights, beast fights, ghost fights, cool magic, explosions, hot girls, and don't forget our boy over here. Yes, it's not a perfect game like we said before. It has its flaws, but they're minor enough that we definitely see Final Fantasy VII Remake competing in the Game Awards at the end of this year. The ending is a bit confusing, and they don't explain much of it, so we hope in the next part they do something about that, and that they don't take the Kingdom Hearts road too hard story-wise. Besides that, we are very excited for what's to come for Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's about it, guys. Be sure to hit that mother-frickin' like button, hit subscribe, click that bell if you want to be notified the moment we upload. Our upload frequency is to increase soon. At first, we were kind of getting the channel going. Did a few videos a few months apart, but now we're definitely going to increase the frequency of it. To give you more of an idea of the channel, we're Game Halla, a gaming news and opinion network that's built upon giving you the most interesting news in an easily digestible way, and we do that through Instagram. You can check us out there in the link below and give us a follow. Over here on YouTube, we want to do more complex things, opinion pieces, video essays, and reviews like this one. Any questions for us, you can leave them in the comments below, and that's about it.